Stay tuned for my video right here on Social Goals.
Say one thing before we start the show too. You're not having a good time. Wait, if you're not having a good time, you're wasting your time. You say that every night.
Situationships, and all things. Thank you so much.
I ain't gonna say it's the hometown guy, you know what I'm saying? Showing number love.
Okay. All right, man. So like I say, now they can see you visually on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and on the Social Ghost website, man. Once again, I'd like to welcome you to Before the Vision. So, all right, for those that are just tuning in, those that are listening on the radio, we were talking about the Bang Bang Gang. I'm a 49ers fan and I'm a Saints fan. I know it could be some controversy with that, but we just talking about the 49ers. They get prepared for the playoffs, We get prepared for the playoffs. There's a possibility Saints can make it to the playoffs, but I know that's neither here or there. We're here to discuss business with the man of the hour, Mr. Clyde Chambers, the CEO of Chambers Bail Bonds, Chambers Transport. Is it Risk Taker Clothing or is it Chambers Clothing?
Risk Taker Clothing.
Risk Takers Clothing and Risk Taker Podcast, among other things. Man, that's a hell of a resume just based on being an entrepreneur, man. How long have you been an entrepreneur, Clyde?
Man, actually it started, way back in like 2000, when I got my mind together in 2006, man, I was working in the oil field. And, man, working in the oil field, you never have time to do anything else. It's just straight grind. So, in my head, I always felt that. I'm like, man, damn, you don't have an opportunity to do nothing else. On your off days, man, you tired. You ain't got time to put in an application or nothing like that.
Yeah.
So, man, we were just sitting around one day, and a guy was talking about bail bonds. He used to do it and all kind of stuff like that. And, I'm sitting beside him, I'm just listening, listening. Because, growing up, I learned, man, you look, listen, and you learn a lot.
Right.
So, I decided, man, I wanted to try it, And I went and took the test. It was hard finding a company to get my apprenticeship done on it. But shout out to Port City Bail Bond also, man. Out of every bail bond company around here, they the one that gave me a shot. And, I hit up Patrick Smith, and man, he told me to come on in. And like I said, that was in 2007. And my goal was to try to get my bail bond company second nature to everybody. So what I did, I put up 15 billboards around the city with Lamar advertising. And when I did that, man, it started from there, and I was getting bonds all through the night. So I no longer could do the off field no more because I was missing out on $20,000 bonds, $50,000 bonds, and all that. So I just started doing a lot of networking, going to meetings and everything like that. And after that, man, it showed up from there. You know what I'm saying? I was able to walk away from the off field and just straight off that. But that's where it started from in 2007, man. There's a vision.
Man, so y'all heard that 2007 is 2023. 10 years in the game at one of your businesses.
Right.
So like I say, you have more than multiple businesses, man. So, all right, we go jump back into that. But man, for the people, for our live audience that's watching, we started talking to the people who are actually listening. Man, who is Clyde Chambers? Who is Clyde Chambers?
Man, a guy that never took no for an answer. When a person told me no, I done had plenty of those shut in my face. But I just never took no for an answer, man. I always wanted to keep going, keep grinding, keep pushing. And when a person told me no, it made me go harder. It made me get back in the books, do my investigation, learning things, because, man, I understood that in the city that I am, that a person, they're not going to show you everything. So the person I am, man, I was that person that I always never took no for an answer. We come from over there, man, from Queensboro, like, man, we had to get it.
All right. So for those that don't know, Mr. Chambers is a proud graduate of Woodlawn High School, was a star quarterback at Woodlawn High School, man. So, okay, they say the quarterback, you're the leader of the team. So I think you were born for this, and this is just my personal opinion. Okay, with you correlating being an entrepreneur to actually playing the quarterback position, can you see a relation between the two as far as how you have to lead with what you're doing as far as with your businesses?
Right.
Now, one thing that I have observed is that not only do we see you, we see your wife.
Right.
Man, that's very powerful, man. Like I said, I got to show all love in the world to you, man. Like, to be doing what you're doing. So I see it more of a partnership. You have your quarterback and your coach, or your OC and your coach. And I see her being that person for you.
Right.
So, man, like, how has this adventure been for you, actually being an entrepreneur, actually working alongside your wife?
Might have been nothing but a blessing, because some of the days, man, when I'm down, she right there motivating me, telling me that, hey, keep going, it's going to get better. You know what I'm saying? There've been times that, man, I wanted to quit. Just give up everything, man, go get a job. And she was like, no, it ain't going to happen. So a lot of times right now, man, when I have like some on my mind, I'm stuck in a situation, I can always call her and count on her, you know what I'm saying? She probably back there in her business doing some stuff, and I go sit in there and just, you know what I'm saying, to get that motivation to keep going. But, in business, people don't realize that, man, you got to have a strong support system around you. You know what I'm saying? From my wife, I got, you know what I'm saying, a few fellas that I can call upon, you know what I'm saying, to, hey, you know what I'm saying, man, look, this is what I got going on. What you think? You know what I'm saying? Give me. And the majority of the guys I have around me, man, they not just going to be a yes man and say, whatever I say, they going to agree with. Now, you got some that'll go against what I say. And that's what you need as a business owner.
Right. Man, so what has been some trials and tribulations of being an entrepreneur, man? The goods and the bad. Like, what has been in your experience? And like I said, I have to lean on you because, like I say, 10 years just with one business, that's a lot of time, man, to be grinding like this, man. So, I mean, what has been some of the good and the bad things that have happened as far as you being an entrepreneur?
Well, I start from the bad. One of the bad things was I understood that, when you're doing business, you're going to lose a lot of time. You know what I'm saying? Like with the family or family functions or stuff like that. It's just that, my thing is that I always want to be there for the customer. You know what I'm saying? I never want to meet them. I want to be them there. So that was one of my goals. And some of my kids, you know what I'm saying, they were like, hey, Daddy, why you always gone, But my wife was right there beside me. When we get up in the morning, we'll be doing buns, cleaning on all night. And when we get home, man, it's 5 o'clock in the morning. 6 o'clock, it's time to wake the kids up. They got to go to school. So some of the bad thing was like, you're missing a lot of time from home. So you got to realize if you're grinding all day, your kids sleeping, and you thinking about it, that you like, man, I only spent like 5 hours with my kids. They've been at school this time, or they sleep this time, and it's 5 hours. And after a while, it started getting to you, you know what I'm saying? So you thinking, me growing up when I was young, I felt that I could just, money carry everything, you know what I'm saying, get it, but it's about the time. And I learned that from the oil field, man. Like, I'd be going out of town for a week or 2 weeks, and I come home, man, my wife sitting on the couch looking at TV, and the kids will come, Mama, can we do this, can we do that? And I'm like, hey, I'm sitting right here, why you didn't ask me? But it's like, you ain't never there. And the good thing was that, I was able to, the business I started, I was able to really live my life to do pretty much like what I want when I wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't ask nobody, can I take a day off or nothing like that. So it was all there. But man, like some people like for one thing, everybody that been around me, my boys, my homies and everything like that. If I was making money, I brought them in and tried to make money. You know what I'm saying? I found to me, that was a bad situation right there.
Okay.
And the reason is that is because, you know, I mean, the way you run your business, you establish your business, man, you want to try to bring everybody with you. But, man, sometimes the blessing of God gives is for you.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So, that was some of the good things. But I did meet a lot of friends that became family and everything like that.
All right, man. So, you know, we are talking about Chambers, Bells, Buns, but we want to actually shine on all the business that you have, man. Tell us a little bit about Chambers Transport.
Man, Chamber Transport, I've been doing that for like around about 5 years now. And I started out on the road doing freight, then I swapped over to the cars. Cars gave me a little more time to focus on the rest of the business, because when I was doing freight, I was on the road. So I'm on the road. If I didn't have a team on the bail bond, I was missing bond. When I started doing cars, I was pretty much that, okay, I can go haul 2 loads. I never left out of Shreveport, Bossier.
Mm-hmm.
So I was home the whole time. So what I did, I pushed all that in, and it was able, everything I ran was right here in Shreveport. So it gave me that time to spend more time with my family, more time doing the other business, and also put some more stuff together.
Okay. Wow. All right, man. So, you know, over time, like I said, with being an entrepreneur, man, and then actually having multiple businesses that you actually operate at one time, man, like, how did you feel initially when you started with, like, I mean, that's a lot to kind of take on by yourself.
Right.
Did you actually decide to get a team to assist you with some of these things,
Right.
keep everything flowing? Like, did you have any barriers with that? Because I know, like, trust, that's a big deal. Like you
Right.
said, having people that you trust, especially being an entrepreneur, is kind of tough because, like you said, everybody don't see, everybody doesn't follow your goal. Like, everybody
Right.
may support you, but, you know, ultimately your goal is your goal, your purpose. So, like, what was that experience like when you actually started, you know, with your other business, man? How did you keep the other business afloat, and how did you keep them going?
Man, I kept it going, and I'm not gonna lie to you, it was hard. You know, I got frustrated a lot. I got frustrated, I lost confidence, and what I did, it's gonna sound funny, but what I did, I ran from my problems. And when I ran from my problems, I left Shreveport, I went to Dallas. I moved to Arlington. Stayed out there like 2 years, man, and I was out there, and I realized going to another state that, you know, like when people say, well, man, you go to Dallas, it's more jobs, more money. I was running from my problems I had here because I had too many people depending on me, too much stuff I was doing for people here, and so I ran from the problem. When I got to Dallas, it only made me realize that, man, if you didn't grow up with these people in Dallas, they ain't finna put you on to nothing. So, man, the worst came. I had to get a job in Dallas. I got a job in Dallas. Still had bail bond here. Still had everything going. But, man, I got frustrated. And, man, one day, man, when I was so frustrated in Dallas, man, I'm like, when I was in Shreveport, I didn't have to work. Man, I took my wife out to eat. And, man, I cried. I told her I was tired. I just wanted to give up everything. I was tired. And, now, 2 months later, I gave him a job, but, man, 2-week notice. And, man, we moved back to Shreveport. And, man, here I am today. I ain't have to work for nobody still since then.
So when you say you returned, when did you actually return back to Shreveport?
Around about, it was maybe 2000, I want to say like 19.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you got right back into the flow of everything that you were doing.
Right, because when I left, I put people in place of the bail bond that, you know, they were handling up, but not like I would. I was still missing money and stuff like that. So we decided to come on back. Man, we prayed about it, came on back, and man, never missed a beat. But I promised myself when I come back this time that I wasn't gonna make the same mistake I made the first time, and that was depending on other people to do things for me.
All right. So I guess this leads me to this question: what advice would you give a person who potentially wants to be an entrepreneur like yourself? What type of advice would you give them based on your experiences with being an entrepreneur?
Man, one I can give a man, you got to stay tunnel vision, and just remember everything you do is for you, not to satisfy nobody else. You got to satisfy you because you can't satisfy nobody else if you don't satisfy yourself. And man, look, stay on them books, read. You know what I'm saying? Stay on them websites. You know what I'm saying? A lot of things right now I'm still trying to learn. Like when you were talking before the show, like
Right.
Like it's a lot of stuff I'm still trying to learn. But you know, I heard one guy on a podcast one day, he said something, man, which was Damon Dash, man. We hustle for our last name, not our first name. Our first name ain't nothing.
Oh,
Our
wow.
kids gonna live on with our last name and everything. So everything you do, you're doing it for your last name. So you gotta just stay grinding, man, and you know what I'm saying, and keep your circle tight, because no matter how tight you keep that circle, something's gonna fall off. Whether it's envy, jealousy, or just pure hate.
Oh wow, man, that's deep. So, all right, like I said, y'all, this young man has multiple businesses plus, and you know, so I'm just trying to really touch on a lot that he has going on while he's here, and I'm actually soaking in the knowledge that he's given us as well. Okay, man, so you're into media, and the Risk Taker podcast,
Right.
and I want to introduce y'all to the owner, the host, the producer of Risk Taker podcast, man. How long have you been watching podcasts, and what actually motivated you to go ahead and start your own?
Man, I've been watching them, man, when I first got the oil field, but just on a consistent basis, I say about at least the past 4 years. And the reason I watched it, because I feel that, man, a lot of people have a lot to say. So, again, like we talked about before this, man, like, we could have 1,000 podcasts right here, man, because we all could be talking about the same thing, but got a different solution, a different answer to it. I mean, people just want to listen. You know what I'm saying? What you got going on? Because, like, man, we inspire a lot of people. But I asked one of my clients the other day, I said, man, and pretty much I asked you, Dad, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
when the last time have a person came to you and say, man, I'm proud of you. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't hear that often.
No, that's true.
We don't hear it. So,
Few and far between.
but man, when we hear it, it's from the people that don't even know us.
Yep.
They know about social media, like our homeboys that we grew up with and stuff like that, man. We never hear that, you know what I'm saying? And just to hear it from them, we want to let them know, man, that means a lot to us, man.
It
That
does.
make us go harder. Man, that make us sit down. We sit down with our wife, we looking at TV, it make you think.
Yep.
But just to hear from a person in Tennessee that's watching you and say, man, I'm proud of you, man. You doing this. We don't get that even not from our own home team.
That's true. The majority of the support, it seems like we receive are people that are not even around here.
Right.
And like I say, we talking about this publicly. I would love to shout you out. I love to shout out Takeover TV. I love to shout out Also Dope. In any other platform that we can actually think of that started. It does feel good to get that recognition, because, like I say, it pushes you to do it. And then, like, it takes stuff like this and even conversation like we're having right now for you to say, like, man, we got people been in the game for years. So, like, you know, you have 50 Cent coming here now. He's bringing stuff here that we actually kind of dip and dab into it,
Right.
man. You know, I'm happy. I'm very excited about
Right.
it. But, like, people like, man, we need this here. Like, but now podcasting been here. You know what I'm saying? We've been here. Like, been here doing this. You know, and like you said, we don't even get the love, or like you say, like, hey, man, we appreciate you. We see you. It comes few and far between.
Right.
I don't want to say
Right.
that, but it doesn't happen as much. Like I said, we've been doing this. We do it. And a lot of times we invest in our own money into what we're doing. We're not even really making, you know, the money that people believe and see,
Right.
you know, that we making. But I mean, it's just one of those things, like you said, man. I'm actually happy you said that, man, because it's just been a lot that I really wanted to say about that, too, man. So
Yeah,
But I
if
truly
you man,
understand.
you got people, man, they come in, you know what I'm saying, like you interview them or you, man, you bond them out, you do everything, man, and it's like that, you know, you never hear that hardly. You hear, like you say, softly, maybe about 3, 4, 5 people here and there, but man, not like, even if it could be an inbox, man, I'm proud of you, you know what I'm saying, that let me know, I'm like, okay, you know what I'm saying, like, man, you say you proud of me, she said she proud of me, whether it's true or not, you said it,
yeah.
and it meant a lot.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Like I said, man, I really appreciate you coming through. I mean, is there any information, and what's your preferred method of contact for people to contact you about getting your clothing, about transporting, if they need transport, if they need bail, but what's your preferred methods of contact? What do you like for people, or how would you like people to contact you?
Man, you can contact me at my phone number, 318-588-1780. Again, 318-588-1780. That's my personal phone. So if any needs, if you call me about anything, and if I can't help you with it, I promise I can call somebody to do it.
Hey man, y'all heard it here first. Like I say, this is Before the Vision. I am Shady Will, man. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Those in Radio Land, man. We really appreciate you. You heard it. Chambers Bell Buns. He left his contact number. Do you mind people inboxing you on social media platforms to contact you?
Anytime.
Okay, y'all heard it. Anytime, man. Like I said, this I didn't want to take a lot of time out for him. If you have other things you want to discuss, I'm really open for it. But I know with you being a busy person, for those who may not know, I went to elementary school with Clyde Chambers, went to Queensboro Elementary together. So we've known each other for a long time. So like in the 5th grade, it's like Miss Houston class.
That's it.
Yeah, and way back, because you started kindergarten there too, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so we probably in some of the class. I was in, let me see, Miss Davis for elementary school. But I know that's, hey, that's neither here or there. Like, so I'll talk to you off camera about that. But you already know, Before the Vision, when you get the call, you're up. Like I say, Clyde, man, from the bottom of my heart, man, I really appreciate you coming on this podcast. And like I said, hopefully we can do business together. And for those that are watching and listening, this is how people work together. He has a podcast. We have a podcast as well. Podcast platform networks. We both network. And this is what you do. You work together, not against each other. We can all eat. Hey, man. Like I said, I really appreciate you, Clyde. Hey, we up out of here. Holla!